All right, I have to look at the papers now and see what the front pages of the papers are saying all over the world. And we start usually, as we do, with our own sister publication, This Day newspaper. Let's look at what it is saying on its front page. Buhari, it's been bumpy at years, but we've built foundation for prosperous Nigeria with some writers, just about two, says nation's electorate now maturing, advises elected officials to deliver or be shown the way out. Konjewala Amina Mohammed Saraki, David Green, Elumelu others task incoming governors on economy and good governance. Just below that, on the black strip, US imposes visa ban on Nigerians who disrupted the 2023 elections. All right, Wigwe Imaji's president of France Nigeria Business Council. You're seeing that picture with Wigwe, and that's Macron. Am I right? Yeah, yes. That's Macron. All right, let's look at what we have. $800 million loan. World Bank clears air, says decision to draw down facility rests with incoming government. Decision to draw down facility rests with incoming government, not the outgoing one. Appeal court stays enforcement of order suspending Seplat CEO and others.
All right, the Punch newspaper this morning, leading headline today, Tinubu's inauguration, military and IG warn troublemakers as court hears anti-handover case. That will be May 18th on Thursday. And the leading photos there show Kuti spends night in custody. Police plan arraignments. They will arraign him when investigation concludes for that viral video of him allegedly assaulting a police officer. And just below, Hilda's marathon cooking smashes world record, grabs global attention. Gridlock, again, commuters groan on Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Above the nameplate of the Punch this morning, pay rise, resident doctors begin warning strike on Wednesday. Tomorrow, the federal government says this is unnecessary. Find out why on page 14. U.S. announces visa ban on Nigerian poll riggers and others. Meanwhile, the federal government spends 13 trillion naira on subsidy and sets removal guidelines for the incoming administration.
The Guardian Nigeria is reporting that the national grid has collapsed 99 times under President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. The paper also reports that there's uncertainty over the $2.3 billion Siemens deal. And that's the photograph there on the front page. But there's another photograph, and that's, of course, Chef Hilda. Paper is reporting that Buhari Lawan hailed her on world record feat. Government kicks against move to halt doctors' migration as resident doctors declare 5-day warning strike. The U.S. slams visa ban on Nigerians who undermine 2023 election. That's in the yellow strip. And Buhari leaves inflation at highest in 17 years. Assault. Kuti apologizes, gives officer 12,000 naira for vehicle repairs. That's the front page of The Guardian this morning.
Let's look at the Tribune newspaper. Very busy front page there. The Tribune newspaper. Let's look at it. All right. It says North-Central, that is NASS presiding officers, North-Central governors fault APC zoning template. Yeri adamant as more senators pledge support. And of course, there you see Hilda Bachi ending marathon cooking, setting a world record of cooking 100 hours. But her feat to be reviewed, not yet official. This is coming from the Guinness World Record. Let's look at some other stories. It says 228 buildings, 336 families affected by rainfall in Lagos. This is coming from NEMA. Suspected terrorist blows up self to evade arrest in Kaduna. Resident doctors begin warning strike. Police question Kuti over assault of police officer. Case transferred to SCID. 2023 polls, US imposes visa restrictions on election violators, and IGP's warning persons plotting to scuttle inauguration of new government. Manhunt launched for elements behind this plot. On the top mast, higher food prices push Nigeria's inflation to 22.22%, and Okonjo-Iweala wants governors-elect against debt acquisition. Don't meddle in affairs of your successors, as Saraki, Dankwambo, Ibunedi, and others warn outgoing governors.
All right, the Daily Sun this morning. Leading with the visa ban story is the U.S. slams visa ban on election riggers. Nigerians are urging to unveil their identities. We want to know who and who is getting that ban. Just below there, Nigerian chef Hilda Bassi breaks Guinness World Record for cooking. The Guinness World Record has responded saying we have to look at all the everything around the preparation and what she did throughout the hours until we can give her that title. Another leading photo on the front page of the Daily Sun. You can see some celebration there, 50th anniversary lecture of the National Youth Service Corps that happened in Abuja yesterday. And just below, can set agenda for Tinubu, the incoming president, harps on federal character principle. Meanwhile, IGP warns saboteurs, political elite against Scotland Tinubu's inauguration. And just below there, 13 trillion naira spent on fuel subsidy in 16 years from the federal government. Above, you have watch your rising debt profiles coming from Okonjo-Iweala. She warns governors.
Let's look at the international papers now. Shall we begin with the I newspaper? The I newspaper turned their attention to Mrs. Braverman reportedly vying to take over from Rishi Sunak as Prime Minister. The newspaper also carries an exclusive story reporting that the UK will back Ukraine's bid to join NATO, with the Prime Minister offering assurances to the Ukrainian leader who visited Chequers yesterday during his surprise visit.
All right, let's look at the Daily Telegraph. The same picture you saw there a while ago on Sunak hugging Volodymyr Zelensky. Ministers warned of sharp rise in immigration by election. Misogynic abuse will be banned to tackle online Wild West.
Let's take a look at the Financial Times. They have the same photo, but they're trying to be different. They're not hugging, they're just walking. And that's Zelensky's tour. Sunak answers Ukraine's call. And just below that, Erdogan on course to retain power as Turkey election heads for a runoff. Incumbent wins first round and the outcome defies opinion polls. Meanwhile, stocks and currency decline. More headlines from the Financial Times this morning. EU backs $75 billion Microsoft Activision deal despite the opposition in the US and the UK. Okay, and that's what we'll call it a wrap this morning. Thank you so much for watching Daybreak. The morning show is up next. Remember that on Arise News, every moment indeed matters. I'm Adesua Omoro, and thank you for watching.